Morning, this is Brian. Today is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. I'm here on Fiesta Island at Mission Bay Park. So, what am I doing walking around here? Looking to see what I can find today. So, the main Fiesta Island road is just over this berm here. Paved road. So I'm just going to walk around and see what kind of things I could find that might be of interest. And let's see what we can get into today. A lot of lizards scuttling about here and there. See a lot of rabbits and some squirrels. And then, of course, on the botanical side, looks like we got ourselves woolly sea blight over here. Swida taxifolia. It's a pretty common find near estuaries and the coastal areas here. Yeah, looks like Swida taxifolia. It's a small to medium size woody based subshrub to shrub. And there's quite a bit of it around here. I hear a lot of lizards running around too. Of course, one of the predominant plants here is the non-native garland daisy right here, Glebianus coronaria. Extremely abundant here at Mission Bay Park. And I mean abundant. It's probably the most common plant here, and there's just a huge stand of it here. It's an annual, so it's dying back for the year. But as I was driving around, just looking for a place to pull over so I can get out and walk around. Yeah, you'll see tons and tons of garland daisy. Like I say, we're moving into summer now. It's the dry season. Things are drying up. And what do we have up here? Looks like we got horned sea rocket. This is another non-native plant. This is Caquile maritima. It's a member of the mustard family, the Brassicaceae, which is very heavily represented here with a lot of native and non-native plants here in Southern California. And we also got New Zealand spinach. It's this non-native plant here. This is Tetragonia tetragonioides. And if it looks like it's all wet and dewy, it's because the plant is adapted to growing in soils with a lot of saline, so it's able to exude salt from its tissues, because salt is generally very toxic to plants. So a lot of plants will be able to excrete salt through their glands in order that they can survive living in these very saline areas. Here we go. You see it's kind of glistening? Yeah, it's all the salt being exuded from the tissues of the plant. So this is again Tetragonia tetragonioides. Another non-native. Of course though, our native subshrubs, woolly sea blight. And then over here we got, looks like we got Isocoma menziesii, variety menziesii, coast golden bush. Pretty common in this area, actually. There are some spots where there's some other species of flora too. Hoping to find some other seaside plant life that I can examine and document here as I'm walking along this road here. Well, we do have something coming up. Here's another species of plant. It is native. And this is alkali heliotrope, Heliotropium curasavicum variety oculatum. Pretty common here along the coast and in some of our coastal canyons. Very small star-shaped flower corollas. They're actually very attractive. You just have to really get close to really get the detail. Okay, here's another plant found here, and this is called cocklebur. It's kind of a funny sounding name. This is Xanthium strumarium. There is some debate as to whether that plant is native or not. It's generally listed as being native. And I did a spotlight video back in 2022 on this plant. It's generally considered as native, but I know there's been some debate as to whether it truly is or not. And we got some kind of wattle or acacia up on that mountain. When I was driving along, finding a place to park, I actually saw a couple laurel sumac bushes, which is pretty cool actually. Laurel sumac, and there's also some mule fat growing along here somewhere too. I don't know if I'll get over by any of them, but if I walk along this for a while, I could probably find some other interesting plant specimens that grow along this. This is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of garland daisy here. A couple months ago, this stuff was all flowering with white/yellow centered flower heads, and also all yellow flower heads. This area would have been completely in bloom a couple months ago. There's a larger cocklebur right over here. That's a larger specimen right there. So yeah, come later this summer and early fall, these Isocoma menzies, these coast golden bushes here, will be blooming, providing a little extra color as we move towards later summer and fall. So that should be interesting to come back here and check that out. But as for some more non-native plants, these larger ones up ahead these are tree tobaccos. Here, this is called tree tobacco right here, Nicotiana glauca. They are related to the tobacco plants, but these ones have a different type of chemical. I believe it's called anabasine, and it's supposed to be very toxic, so don't ingest or smoke any part of this plant. Don't mess with it. Let's see what else I find. I see it looks like coyote brush up over on the mound over there. Let's see what other kind of plants we can find as we explore this area. Alright, looks like there's a small path here. Go ahead and head up this way and see what other things I could find along this trail here. Oh, a couple of forks here actually. I'm gonna go this way first. What type of sea lavender do we have growing here? Yeah, this is a species of sea lavender, the genus Limonium. Not too fluent in these. I'm almost certain this is a non-native one, because we do have a species of Limonium here, native, and might be found in some of the estuaries near this area. And that'd be Limonium californicum. This is a different species. I'm not sure what species this is. It's not Perez sea lavender because they have huge leaves. The leaves on that one are narrow. But here is some native stuff right here, though. Coyote brush. Is coyote brush or broombaccharis? This one kind of appears intermediate. This might be a hybrid between broombaccharis, Brachyris cerathoides, and coyote brush, Baccharis pilaris consanguinea. I think this might have some hybrid stock in it. That's what this appears to be. There's a California sagebrush over there. Yeah, bright green plant in the middle. Oh, there's a little pathway getting over there. Let's go take a look. Yeah, I think we've got a California sagebrush. There's lots of lizards out this morning. Fortunately, they're so well camouflaged I can't tell what they are, what species they are. Because they're gone before I even get close. Yeah, there's one random California sagebrush over here. Artemisia californica. Yeah. Okay, cool. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I'm digging it. I'd like to get a good purchase on seeing these lizards so I can tell what species we got here. Pretty sure it's going to be, main ones here are going to be western fence lizard, western side blotch lizard, and orange-throated whiptail will be our main ones. There's more of that sea lavender. Our California species is smaller, kind of small like these, but this is, pretty sure it's not the native one. I think the native ones, the Limonium californicum, if I remember correctly, I've seen them once or twice. I haven't seen much of them in my life, and they're usually a lot smaller and have smaller inflorescences or flowering parts. I'm just going to see where this goes. I'd like to see some other interesting plant species if I can find them. Alright, well, let's see what I find along the way here. But first of all, I was looking over towards SeaWorld right there. Not that far from SeaWorld. I think we might have a species of ambrosia growing out here, so it's a relative of the ragweed. If I find it, I'm definitely going to take a look and give you an update. Alright, so we got coming up here, we got some eucalyptus trees. I'm guessing these are going to be Comadulensis. Yeah, looks like Eucalyptus comadulensis, river red gum. Little picnic table over there. Interesting. Yeah, this is river red gum here. Eucalyptus comadulensis. You can confirm it just by smelling the different aroma that it has. Yep, river red gum. Pretty nice. There's actually a picnic table over here. And there's one tree that unfortunately fell over. This is getting kind of interesting, actually. A lot of people might look at this and say, well, it just looks like a weedy wasteland. And yeah, there's a lot of weedy non-native plants here. So in theory, there might be there is definitely some validity to that argument. However, me, being who I am, I like to take a look a little bit below the surface, metaphorically and physically, metaphorically and literally, to see if I could find some interesting things in the middle of all of this business. Now, coming up on another trail here, and I do see indeed a native plant up ahead that I'm going to definitely go check out. See you when I'm there. I'm going to turn left here at this junction, and I'm going to take a look at that. Alright, so the trail's not going by it, I don't think. Hoping there'll be a little spur on this side. Yeah, right there, there's a large shrub right there. I had mentioned seeing a couple along the road. I'm just going to go ahead and head over here briefly. Alright, I'll see you when I'm over there. Alright, well, yep, just like I suspected, laurel sumac, Elosma laurina. Right here, just randomly in the middle of this field. Yep, a laurel sumac, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty interesting. Like I said, I saw a couple of them along the side of the road as I was driving along the roadway. And yeah, we do have, actually I have two of them here. But yeah, we've got laurel sumac growing here now. Right in the middle of this bone dry spot right here. We got this random beautiful laurel sumac. Pretty cool to see it out here in the middle of basically an empty field. Notice there's looks like a California ground squirrel in there too. I think. Yeah, I saw a California ground squirrel. You can hear it scuttling off. But yeah, this one's starting to bloom. You can see how small the flowers are on this laurel sumac. Very small, five lobe corolla, 5 petal flowers. Basically watching guard over this fairly barren area, breaking up the monotony very nicely, I may add. Nice little shady spot for any animals like that California ground squirrel who needed a respite from the sun. You know, temperatures are pretty pleasant right now. But yeah, beautiful. Look at this beautiful laurel sumac right out in the middle. And a little honeybee looking for some open flower buds. And success. Pretty cool. Yeah, laurel sumac right out in the middle of this little field. All right, I'm going to get a couple pictures of this, and I'm going to get back on the track and kind of work my way around and see what else I could find. Alright, so I'm back on the track. That's where the laurel sumac is. I think I'm just going to go head this way for a short distance and see if there's any little surprise action coming my way. Oh yeah, we got some pickleweed coming up here. Alright. I always forget which one's Arthrognamum and which one's Salicornia. So let me go do a little refresher. There we go, more beautiful pickleweed right here. So I'm finally starting to get some pickleweed action. Okay, well there's where the road is, paved road around Fiesta Island. So I'm kind of, in a way, I'm walking around almost somewhat around the perimeter. Yeah, lots of trails that kind of connect and meet, split up, kind of amble along the perimeter over here. Has a lot of that sea lavender plant growing along here. A lot more woolly sea blight over here on the berm. Still trying to see if I could find any native ambrosia species growing along here. I don't know, I think the first time I came over to this spot, I think I found some when I was filming a spotlight video on something over here. So yeah, I'm not sure. Looks like we got some Stephanomeria plants coming up. Some of these wiry plants coming up. I believe those are Stephanomeria diegensis. San Diego wreath plant, I believe. We've got a lot of these erigeron plants here. These upright ones. These are most likely the non-native ones, either Erigeron bonariensis or sumatrensis, probably. And those are non-native. And Erigeron canadensis, which is the native horseweed, usually has thinner foliage than that. Here is a native Mule fat, Baccharis salicifolia, subspecies salicifolia. Right in the middle of this patch here. There's some type of a New World lotus plant, an acmispon species. I suspect this is a native. Not sure what species of acmispon it is, but it seems to be around here too. So let's see if I can find any. See if I can find any coastal ambrosia plants. That'd be really cool to find that. We'll see what happens. Alright, so now I'm coming across alkali heath, which should not be a surprise because they like these near coastal and wetland areas and in salty soils. Yes, right here, alkali heath, Frankenia salina. Finally starting to see some more variety and species over here. And it's summertime, so they're blooming. And the flowers are really tiny. They're very pretty. They're very tiny. You really have to really look closely at them to see the detail. So the camera's not going to do the best job. I apologize. But there are some beautiful purple flowers in there. You just really got to look. Really cool plant. Alkali heath likes these salty seaside areas and also inland areas, salt sinks and stuff like that. You can find them sometimes inland as well, inland places. You have some more of that woolly sea blight growing here very healthily and happily. Some more San Diego golden bush. And again, some more of that alkali heath. All right. Let's hope I could find that ambrosia plant. That would really be a great thing for me to be able to find that. So let's see as I continue on this track. There's a small non-native example of tamarisk. What species this is, I'm not sure. Tamarix chinensis, Tamarix ramosissima. It's one of the winter deciduous ones that sheds its little scale-like leaves in autumn. Winter deciduous shrub. So yeah, we got some tamarisk. And I see some more vegetation up ahead, so might be some more interesting things coming up pretty soon. Let me continue up back on the trail. A lot more alkali heath now. It's starting to become a mainstay along the side of the trail here. For me, and that's another W. But I see some thicker vegetation up ahead. Maybe some Baccharis. Looks like some Baccharis and some other stuff maybe up ahead. So let's see. All right, so here we are. Got a lot of Baccharis growth over here. A lot the larger coast golden bushes growing along here. A lot more of them. And now, what do we got here? Yeah, it looks like more like regular broom. Looks like broom Baccharis. Yeah, broom Baccharis. Sometimes you gotta kind of look at them carefully. Yeah, the leaf shape, the leaf size definitely suggests Baccharis saurothroides. What about this guy here? This one kind of looks intermediate. This kind of looks more like Baccharis salicina, willow Baccharis. But willow Baccharis, I think, has slightly longer leaves. Slightly larger and longer leaves. But it kind of looks similar to both broom Baccharis and coyote brush. Interesting. We got a lot more baccharis up here too, up ahead. A lot more smaller baccharis plants growing here on the side of the path. So at least we got some more native cover, trying to reclaim some of this area. Golden bush, and then of course more alkali heliotrope starting to pop up again. So this is definitely a little bit more native-centric vegetation here, which is definitely good, especially we want the area to recolonize with native plants. So that's definitely a good sign. Yeah, definitely more native cover on this portion of the trail thus far. So I'm hoping it kind of, hopefully maybe we can find some ambrosias. Well, I think there's a California ground squirrel somewhere in there. No? Another cottontail. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what else we find. And some more cocklebur. There's a lot of golden bush around here. Here's another Erigeron. I gotta wait till these bloom to really tell. This one might be Erigeron canadensis. This might be the American horseweed, which is the native one. It might be. Again, I have to kind of see it in bloom. They seem to have more. They tend to have finer foliage. There's a lot more laurel sumac over here. A lot more laurel sumac. A bunch of them, actually. A nice little small stand of them. Throw in a couple, if we could throw in a couple black sages and a couple more California sagebrushes, I'd say this is, it would be almost bordering on coastal sage scrub. But yeah, there's a bunch of laurel sumac over here. A bunch of them now. Pretty cool. All right. See what else we might get lucky to find. All right, so we've got some Western Jimson weed over here. Datura righty popping up. I'm gonna head over this way. I'm gonna go ahead and veer away from the road. The road's right over there. Take a look around here and see what else we can find. Yeah, we got more Western Jimson weed right here. Looks like there's some interesting plant growth up ahead. Over that way, some kind of a shrub or small tree. I'm gonna go take a look and see what that is momentarily. Yeah, we're gonna go right by the laurel sumacs. Okay, I can dig this. I'll see you when I'm over by some of these trailside laurel sumacs. There we are. Decent sized laurel sumacs, actually. Some pretty hefty sized specimens. I can catch the whiff of their relatively pungent, woodsy, slightly spicy aroma. Carries nicely on a warm day. Oh, I just saw a side blotch lizard. Ooh, this laurel sumac's really opened up in bloom. I can hear just the huge buzzing of bees. The bees are literally sopping it up. I could just hear a humongous hum as I walk past this beautiful specimen of laurel sumac right here. Wow, this is a nice specimen. Very nice one. Okay, so that is kind of what I was thinking this was. It looks like an olive tree. Let me go ahead and head over here and I'll catch back up with you. Whoa, another cottontail. Yes, yeah, this is definitely an olive tree. Okay. It's kind of starting to suspect it from a distance back. Yeah, this is a beautiful little olive tree right here. Olea europaea. I can dig it. I can dig it. It's a nice little tree. I wouldn't be surprised if this germinated here on its own, because these things have been known to come up at random in our coastal canyons. But yeah, it's a beautiful young olive tree here. It's been around for a while. It's not an old tree, but definitely has been around for a while, probably for decades. It's a handsome olive tree, and I think it's starting to get fruit on it too. So let's go ahead and head over here. Yeah, it's getting olives on it. It's getting some olives. That's so cool. You really, you're not supposed to eat them right off the tree. You're supposed to do something with them, soak them or something, brine, or I don't know the whole process, but you don't just pick them off the tree and eat them. Wow, what a beautiful olive tree this is. What a handsome tree. Morning dove. There it goes. Starting to coo for a minute. So now we're actually, I was mentioning before, I was thinking, hey, I'm thinking that we're starting to almost look like coastal sage scrub. Well, guess what? I'm starting to see black sage and California sagebrush popping up now. So we are starting to merge into coastal sage scrub. So we are kind of in coastal sage scrub right now. We've got California sagebrush, Artemisia californica, starting to pop up now. A lot more than that one random bush I saw. There's a lot of California sagebrush over here. And, yes indeed, another indicator of coastal sage scrub. Salvia mellifera, black sage. So we do have some coastal sage scrub popping up over here. And off in the distance, that shrub over there is a lemonade berry or lemonade sumac. So yeah, we're starting to merge into coastal sage scrub now. Okay, well, I was hoping to see a little bit of this action over here. So I'm gonna head up this way. Let's see. Yeah. Yes. And we have now turned into coastal sage scrub now. Now I'm starting to see coastal buckwheat right over here. Eriogonum fasciculatum, Verde fasciculatum. Coastal California buckwheat popping up. So yes, we have now fully merged into coastal sage scrub habitat. All right. I didn't know whether I was going to get to experience this over here. Happily am. Very nice. And of course, another component thereof, coastal deer broom, Acmispon glabra, Verde glabra. So glad to be over here today because it's much cooler around here. And there's SeaWorld. I'm actually pretty close to SeaWorld. Really close to it now. I came quite a ways out doing this. Came quite a ways out. It just comes with the territory of wanting to explore and check out your surroundings. Yeah, we definitely got a nice little patch of coastal sage scrub here now. Now we're starting to go back towards the more disturbed habitat as we're kind of leaving that patch behind. But it's really cool to be able to explore and check out these spots. This is actually going to take me back towards where those eucalyptus trees were, the river red gums. Yeah. Ooh. All right. There's a carrotwood tree right in the middle there. Campanopsis anacardioides, aka tuckaroo. Okay. So what do we have here now? It looks like we got beach suncup. This is Camisoniopsis heranthifolia, subspecies Sophriticosa. Look at that. It's a very, very wide mat-forming perennial plant in the Botanizing family. 4 o'clock plants. Yeah, and it's got these beautiful 4-petal flowers. Yeah, this is a plant you find right by the coastal areas, especially on sandy soil like this. There's actually a nice population of it growing right over here. This is one of your coastal dune plants. Beautiful plant too. Beautiful plant. Nice little population of it alongside the trail here. Had no choice but to stop and get some footage of this plant. There's quite a bit of it here, and thankfully it is a native. Beautiful native plant, brilliant flowers that cheer up the often brown summer landscape here. A lot of it growing alongside of this trail here. Beautiful plants. Like sand bees, whatever these are called. I remember these when I was a kid. I think these are called sand bees or something. Okay, is this coyote brush already blooming? Usually these things will bloom towards September, October, and November. This one's already blooming. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of this beach sun cup growing along here. A lot of it. This little patch here is really, really cool. Maybe I'll take this little side trail here and see what I can find over here. So yeah, I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like a pretty desolate, weedy, what people would think is a weedy wasteland. But upon closer inspection, you might be able to find some pretty cool little treasures. If you look, native treasures too. Is that a broom? Ooh, what is this? Is this a broombaccharis? Looks like a broombaccharis. Pretty decent sized one. Yeah. There's a nice sized broombaccharis right here. Pretty handsome one too. Beautiful. Well-formed shrub. Yeah, that's a nice handsome specimen. So I know this isn't the mountain peak, but I should point out some views so people can be aware of what's around us. Well, right over there is Soledad Mountain, hanging high over La Jolla, University City, and Claremont. Right up there. The cross is on the eastern summit, and the actual high point, the western summit, is where the radio towers are. So that's looking roughly north. And then it's just swinging over towards the west. And you can see some of the bridges over Mission Bay. I'm going to swing it over to the southwest, and that's looking over towards, obviously, SeaWorld. And we're going to swing it more towards the south. I can see, or the old sports arena. I believe it's called the Viejas Arena now. Right there. I went there a couple times as a kid. My mother would take me there. There would be a swap meet there. I've been there at least once or twice. Swap meet on the weekends, and then I used to watch the IHL San Diego Gulls. I've been to a couple San Diego Gulls games way back in the early '90s, long time ago when I was a kid. And that's looking over towards the skyscrapers of downtown over there. So that's the downtown area. So you can see the buildings way off in the distance in the haze. And that's looking over towards Mission Valley. This was more to the southeast now. Towards the east, kind of hard to see, but that's over towards Claremont Mesa, up that way. And we're gonna swing it right back around to Soledad Mountain. So yeah, it's nice to check out some views. Like I said, It's a lot different when you're on a mountain peak looking down at everything, but just like pointing out what we got going on. So I'm gonna get back to the trail. I'm gonna book a right, start heading towards the eucalyptus trees over there. That'll take me closer to where I started my hike. All right, I'll see you along the way. All right, so I'm about ready to approach a junction here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up this way and see what's going on over here. I suspect I'm pretty close to the road. I think I am. That was cool. It was a nice little patch of coastal sage scrub. I was hoping that would be the case. I was definitely not disappointed. So yeah, even in these more barren, desolate-looking places, if you look carefully enough, and that's the moral of my stories, when I go to places that might appear very desolate, sometimes, I don't bother going in there. Sometimes take that path and take a look and see. Maybe you'll find something. Maybe you'll find something interesting. Sometimes you just got to take a chance and look. So I'm actually going to go back along this white path. It's supposed to be a construction site, I don't know, or a work site. I'm going to leave that alone. But yeah, that's the moral of the story. Sometimes you got to take a little closer look. And maybe you'll find some, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but maybe you'll find something that makes it all worth it. And honestly, in my opinion, this was worth it. This patch of fragrant coastal sage scrub, I take it as a W in my book. Alright, well, I'm going to keep ambling along. And I'll see you on the way. I think I'm going to go bare right here. Those are the eucalyptus trees from earlier, where I saw that weird colorful picnic bench. Go ahead, head up this way and see where this goes. Yeah, there's good old Mission Bay. Big old resort areas. Yeah. Pretty popular area. I can see part of Mission Bay over there. Big hotels over here. Yeah, it's up, looking up towards Claremont. It's a better view. I didn't have a big berm in the way, but that's Claremont over there on the mesa. I can kind of see like that big building over there is right above Mount Acadia Boulevard, right above Tecolote Canyon. And I was hiking part of Tecolote Canyon earlier this morning. Between Balboa and Balboa and Mount Acadia. I was doing between Mount Acadia and Balboa Avenue. So I did a hike over there earlier. I'm assuming that video will probably be up before this one, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep heading this way and should be by the road pretty soon. Alright, so I'm at a junction. I think what I'll do is I'm going to turn right here. I think that's what I did earlier. Yeah, the tree tobaccos. So this is the way I came. This will lead me back towards the car if I go this way. All I have to do is just get on the road and just walk down the road about 1/10 of a mile. So I'm going to go ahead and head up this way. Yeah, I think I remember these tree tobaccos over here. All right. Keep you updated. Probably won't be much longer. All right, so you hop on the berm. Small little access trail. I'm actually parked over there, so I'm almost back. I think this is going to do it for my video. I'm parked right up there. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this at least somewhat interesting. And see you on the next adventure.